about vast swathes of society.
Stop. I can't take it anymore. Do you hear what he's saying here? It's got to be free education. And he's tired of being run in a country by a bunch of millionaires that don't care. So they will go to the Senate of Rome or to Caesar. They will go to Nancy Pelosi or to Barack Obama or whoever and take it. It is the same thing that happened in the Roman Republic, not the empire. 31 BC, Octavian came to power. This is the adopted son of Julius Caesar. Well, he's the guy, if I may, Octavian, do we have him up here? We don't even have him up here. Octavian is this guy. And Octavian is this guy. Because Octavian is the guy who established the political structure that was the basis of what became the Roman Empire, the Roman imperial government. For the next 4 centuries, major changes need to be made. The whole thing was falling apart because they had dismantled it. They had, bit by bit, dismantled everything. It was in trouble, and people were crying out that we got to have change, we got to have change. So Octavian came in. But Octavian was genius. He realized that the Roman people, they loved the Republic. They loved it. But it was no longer an option unless they completely changed. So he had to go a different way. His solution, instead of saying, guys, we've screwed it all up, we've got to reset here. Instead, what he did was he gave the people what they wanted and what he thought they needed. I don't know how many speeches he had to get and give, but he got it all through. Instead of abolishing the cherished institutions, he continued them. The people still were represented. They still elected their representatives. Still happened. The assembly still gathered. The Senate still oversaw the provinces and advised Octavian. It was all still there, but it didn't mean anything. As one textbook puts it, quote, by maintaining the facade of the Republic, Octavian camouflaged his absolute power. By maintaining, we just saw that they're saying this is rigged. In their own party, Senate, the Senate is now saying this is rigged. There's something wrong here. We just showed you that the FCC is going around the Senate. They said no. Court said no. But the FCC is pushing net neutrality anyway. And moreover, Octavian's control over the armed forces made resistance futile. Couldn't resist. In keeping with his policy of maintaining the appearance of traditional Republican government, Republican as in the Republic, it was all still there. He went a step further. He refused to be called Caesar. Remember, he was the adopted son. Caesar? Nope. He didn't want to be a dictator. Nope. Instead, he disguised himself. He was an autocratic ruler. He took the title of princeps, which is first citizen. I'm just like you. I am just like you. First citizen. The people of Rome had gone from being citizens of a republic to subjects of an emperor. And it all happened without violence, without votes, or without fanfare. They didn't really even know. And they were actually happy about it because they were bought off. Now, where are we seeing this today? I'll show you when we come back. I have to tell you, we're so backed up. I have so much to share with you tonight on ancient Rome and some of the other things. And then this is from a book, The Road We Are Traveling, Stuart Chase. It's extraordinarily difficult to. I only have a copy of it, literally a copy of it. We had one of our producers stand at a Xerox machine to copy it because you can't get an old copy of it. And I want to show you what's happening in ancient Rome, and then what happened in the 1940s, and where we're headed now in the future. We have so much information. This is the first third of this book, Broke. I'm going to give you a free preview of Chapter 1 from Broke, Ancient History, Modern Lessons. If you can't get out into the bookstore and get it, that's fine. Just sign up for my free email newsletter tomorrow, and I'm going to give you the first part of this section of the book. You'll find the newsletter at glennbeck.com. Sign up. Tomorrow it will be in your email box. That's glennbeck.com. And tomorrow night, a town hall meeting in, I think, 500 different movie theaters. I'm going to be live with a group of people in Pittsburgh. And we're going to be talking about this and what do you do now? What do you do? That's tomorrow night. Check for a local movie theater around you that will be playing that tomorrow night live. Okay. The fall of the Roman Republic and into an empire. Because I think this is where we're at. The empire begins. We're not looking at the decline and fall of the American empire because we're still a republic, but we're teetering. The enemies of the republic right now are doing the same thing that I'm doing right now. I am looking for what are the answers and the solutions. They're doing the same thing too. They're repeating history. But what they're trying to do right now is to convince you that communism and socialism is better than capitalism. They are doing everything they can to achieve their goal without you knowing it. And they are engaging in some pretty crafty wordplay. I want you to see some of this stuff.
And the only way that the capitalism can be changed is by fighting for a better system. And our system is going to be a socialist society.
We want to move from suicidal gray capitalism to some kind of eco-capitalism where, at least we're not, fast-tracking the destruction of the whole planet. Will that be enough? No, it won't be enough. We want to go beyond systems of exploitation and oppression altogether, but that's a process.
Okay. Capitalism can be changed into socialism. Oh, okay, well then it's not capitalism anymore. Ask any business person, they will tell you that China is the future. Well, what is that? China has they have state capitalism. That's what it's called. State capitalism. Well, let's define capitalism, socialism, and communism. Capitalism, the government protects your right to life and liberty so you can pursue your happiness. So in other words, can you watch my house and my kids and make sure you can't just pick me up off the street? I'll live within the laws, but I'm going to go out and do these things, and you just protect this stuff. That's capitalism. We haven't been doing that for a long time. The government isn't even protecting our life and liberty anymore because they're not arresting the bad guys. So we're not doing capitalism. But understand, the government protects your right to do what you want to do. Socialism has private ownership, but it's directed or partnered with the government. GM is a great example of this. They don't own it. We own it, but they kind of own it, but more or less they direct it. That's what's happening with socialized medicine, healthcare. They're not going to own these companies. They're going to partner with them. That's socialism. Communism is everything's owned by the government. And they tell everything, they take it all, and then they give you a little bit of it. That's how it works. Now, these four. There's local government. That's the closest to you. There's state with a small s. That's your region. National, our country. And then there's global. Well, our founders said that local government is the way to go. State government, it should be in this order of power. Global would be the weakest, national, state, local. This is the founders. This is number one. But what we're doing now is the exact opposite. State, when they say state capitalism, China is a state capitalist society. They don't use state like this. They use capital S, which is state capitalism. Capital S, the biggest government there is, the state. So it's state capitalism. Well, is it state capitalism in China? In China, well, yes, because it's national. So it is the state. Is it capitalism? No. But it's also not communism. It's state socialism. Let's not use the word state, because one thing that progressives and Fabian socialists love to do, they have thesaurus They have the thesaurus industry cornered. They love to change names. So we know it's not capitalism and it's not communism. It's socialism. State socialism. But they got the thesaurus out. Forget state. It's national socialism. What is that? Mussolini. Germany. They know they can't say that it's national socialism. They know you'd freak out. Well, if you knew history, you'd freak out, so they call it state lie capitalism. But that's not where we're headed. When they say that the future is state, remember, that's a capital S, state capitalism. That just means whatever the biggest fish is, for the first time ever, the biggest fish will be global. So we are looking at global socialism. Now, let me ask you this. What is George Soros, his open society? A lot of people don't understand. You say you want an open society. Well, who doesn't want an open society? Of course you want an open society, but that's not what he means. That's not what that dream is. That dream is a nationless planet. So we're not talking about what they're creating over there. We're not talking about national socialism. We're talking about state socialism, the globe, because we're talking about a world without nationalities. Oh, they're not going to tell you that now, but that's what George Soros will. The head of Bolivia's army just came out and said, quote, "We declare ourselves anti-imperialist because in Bolivia there can exist no external power imposing itself. We declare ourselves anti-capitalist because this system is destroying Mother Earth." This is another lie we're being told. It has nothing to do with capitalism. None of it. Here's Mussolini's words. National socialism, Mussolini. Everything for the state, nothing outside of the state, nothing above the state. So, in this segment, this is all I wanted you to get. When China says they're using state capitalism, it is a lie, because the definition of capitalism does not fit China. Neither does communism anymore. It fits socialism. State is just another word for national. National socialism is Mussolini. It is Hitler. And more importantly, in The Road We Are Traveling, a book that was written, the guy, I think he was the guy who coined the phrase the New Deal. He talked about state capitalism. He talked about this new system. He just called it System X that we were changing into. Wait until I read to you what he said we're changing into. See if you recognize any of these things. Back in a minute.